I'm Jenni Lessard. I'm a chef and culinary consultant. I live and work in the Qu'Appelle Valley in Saskatchewan on Treaty 4 territory and homeland of the Métis. I'm a citizen of the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan, and I'm really excited to be cooking with oats today because they're a big part of the food culture that I grew up in. We use them for thickening duck soup, as an extender in meatloaf and meatballs, and in toppings for delicious berry crisps. But today I'm going to be showing you my grandma's date oatmeal cookie recipe. They're double date cookies. They can substitute as a meal, and they're just one of my earliest childhood memories. My grandma used rolled oats for this recipe. Rolled oats are toasted, hulled, steamed, and then rolled. They're nutty and they hold their shape really well. They're great in granola bars, granola, and muesli. But when I started my restaurant, New Ground Cafe in Birch Hills, Saskatchewan, I switched to quick oats because I always had them on hand for my muffins and my breads. Quick oats are cut, steamed, and rolled into thinner flakes, making them cook a lot faster. So these are the quick oats that we're going to be using today. For my daily dose of oats, I love steel cut. They're only cut 1 or 2 times, so they're quite a bit larger. They're full of vitamins, minerals, nutrients, protein, complex carbohydrates, and they keep you feeling full for a long time. Often I'm just hitting the ground running straight to the kitchen, so that works really well for me in the morning. Oat Bran is a really great gluten-free way to thicken soups and sauces. You can buy, of course, Oat Bran packaged, but I blend it up in my coffee grinder or my blender. Quick oats, these cute little packages, they are steamed, pre-cooked, flattened, and cut. So they're ready to go with just some boiling water. I've even made them with super hot tap water. I travel a lot to cook all over the place. And oftentimes when I'm done my cooking events, nothing's open and I've forgotten to pack a snack for myself. So these are a wonderful nutrient boost for a late night snack for a hungry chef. Let's just take a minute and celebrate the fact that Canada is the largest exporter of oats in the world. We produce 3.5 million tons of oats a year. Half of those stay in the country and the other half go to feed other parts of the world. So let's get cooking. We're going to start with our filling because it takes a little while to cook down. So we're going to use one 375 gram package of dates. And just take off the plastic, of course. And we're just going to crumble those into the pot. So dates are naturally quite sweet, so I don't add any sugar to this mixture. What I do add are seasonal local ingredients like rhubarb, Saskatoon berries, blueberries. Now I have some crabapple sauce that I had left over from the summer and frozen. So we'll add an additional cup of whatever seasonal ingredients you like. And then we'll add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. And then when I had my restaurant, I served only fair trade coffee, so I didn't want to waste a single drop of that. Every coffee cherry is picked by hand by someone. So I would gather the coffee at the end of the day from the crafts and the coffee maker, and I would freeze it and use it to make baked beans, simple syrups, cinnamon bun icing, and this filling. So if you don't want to be caffeinated, you can use decaf coffee or even water. So we just need enough coffee to cover the dates. And then we're going to turn that up, let it boil. We'll just bring it to a boil, and then it'll simmer while we're making our cookies. Okay, let's make cookies. I like to use a combination of butter and canola oil when I bake. So this is salted butter, half a cup of salted butter, And if you were using unsalted butter, you'd want to add about a teaspoon of salt to your cookies. Oops. And then we'll add a half a cup of canola oil, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white sugar, some beautiful Mexican vanilla, and 1 egg, beautiful Saskatchewan egg. Okay. So we just need to cream these ingredients up. You could do this in your mixer, but I absolutely love to whisk things by hand. Make sure you break up all the brown sugar chunks. Okay, and for our dry ingredients, 2.5 cups of quick oats. You could use the old-fashioned or rolled oats if you like. You wouldn't need to change any of the quantities. Okay, and then 1/2 cup of oat flour, 1 cup of whole wheat flour, and 1 cup of all-purpose flour. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, we'll just combine this. Sometimes I add flax seeds, toasted golden flax seeds. I don't have any today. Okay, and now we're just going to add our beautiful dry mixture into the wet. We'll switch from a whisk to a spoon. And this is where little kids can help you with this part. They absolutely love to stir and sometimes even get in there with your hands if you want to. Nice clean hands. And you just need to stir till it all comes together. You don't want to overmix. All right. Okay. So it's not a really wet dough. It's almost like a crisp topping. So we'll set that aside and we'll come back and form our cookies. Okay, we're ready to scoop. So I like to take the scoop, flatten it down with my hand a little bit, and then flatten it again before I put it on the cookie sheet. I find it just gives a really nice shape that way. If you didn't want to do double date cookies, you could just do single cookies, and then to make them even more interesting, I've used score bits, dried cranberries, white chocolate, chocolate chips, dried Saskatoon berries, whatever you like. And if you should happen to have more cookies than there is filling, and if you have some cookies left over, crumble them up in your blender, your food processor, and they make a great base for cheesecake. Especially any kind of a cheesecake using caramel. few more to go here. So it is a bit of a crumbly dough, and that's why you want to kind of pack it and form it. They will hold together once they're baked. If you find that the dough is a little too dry, sometimes it depends on the weather, the humidity, and your flours, you can add an extra egg. Or, you know, sometimes someone in your household buys medium eggs instead of large and then changes the recipe a bit. Okay. So we're going to put these in the oven, and then we're going to take a quick look at what happens to oats after they leave the field and before they hit the grocery store shelves. So we'll put these in the oven at 375 for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, let's check our cookies. Ooh, yes, that's exactly how we want them to look. Golden brown, a little bit cracked on top in a good way. And then our filling, you can see, has cooked down really, really nicely. It's thick, the dates are soft, and all the liquid is absorbed. So, these might be a little hot to handle, but we'll try. You put about 2 tablespoons of filling in each cookie. And then make your little cookie hamburger. And that is Grandma Grimwood's double date cookie. I hope you have fun making these with your family, and let me know how they turn out. Happy baking!